Hello, fellow freedom-fighting humans. Welcome to my tiny kitchen. I'm Quintana. I am not a chef, but I am a home cook, and I spend a lot of time in my kitchen. It is my happy place. It is what heals me. It's very meditative, and it's how I enjoy showing love to people. So I wanted to share that with you, and I hope it's something that you enjoy. The first recipe I decided to share is something very near and dear to my heart, and that is flour tortillas. I am biracial. I'm half Mexican. My father came over from Morelia, Michoacan, Mexico when he was a little boy with his family. And some of my very favorite memories are being in the kitchen at my grandparents' house with my grandma and my aunts and my cousins helping make flour tortillas. I say helping and roll my eyes because really we were just eating the raw dough because it was so delicious. But it is a very simple recipe, super easy to make, and I hope you feel after watching this that you can make it too, or try to make it right along with me. Okay, so these are the ingredients we will be using to make our flour tortillas. We have 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon each of salt and baking powder, 1 cup of hot water, and ½ cup of shortening, or you can also use manteca, which is pork lard. I'm using shortening because manteca isn't really that readily available to me, but this shortening is still delicious, and I'm not using brand names because those brands are not sponsoring me yet. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is you want to melt your shortening or your manteca. You can do this in a microwave. I don't have a microwave. Like I said, I have a tiny kitchen, and I don't really like cooking with a microwave anyway. So I just heat it in a little skillet over the stove until it melts, and then I add it to my bowl. And then what I do to get the hot water, I just pour the cup of water into the same skillet and let it heat while I'm adding my next ingredients, which is the salt and the baking powder. So we'll just add that in here and kind of stir it up. This is my favorite spatula ever. I love it. Once again, I'm not saying brand names. Mix this up really well. And then we're gonna add our water. My little skillet that I use. You can hear the sizzle of the baking powder. So stir that up, mix it in. And then you want to use a spatula for the most part because the water will be obviously very hot and you don't want to burn your hands. That would not be fun. So got that a little mixed up. And then I'm just going to add the flour a little bit at a time and mix until all the flour is added. You can start using your hands towards the end. Now it's just nice and warm and soft and doughy, and it's really fun. You just want to mix it all until all the flour is nice and incorporated. Beautiful that is. And there we have our dough. And now we are going to let it rest for 30 minutes. I forgot to let you know that, of course, you cover it first. So we're going to cover it and let it rest for 30 minutes. Okay, so now it's been 30 minutes. So now we get to making our little tortillas, our shapes. We make our little balls. They're not really balls though, they're discs. So I have my freshly washed for 20-second hands, and we're gonna get the dough out. Don't worry if it sticks a little, it'll come away simply from the bowl. So we'll get this, take a little bit, maybe this much. I don't know. I don't know how to like measure it. It's just a feel, you know? And then we start to kind of roll it. This feels a little small. Kind of shape it. It's a nice hand workout. And the dough is still nice and warm, and it feels squishy, like great dough. So you make it into like a little disc, and it should be like kind of like a little mound. And then set it aside in another bowl. I have my little bowl on the side. And then you'll just continue to do this, make these for the rest of the dough. Okay, so now we have all of our little dough balls ready to be rolled after we let them rest, covered for another 20 minutes. Hey y'all. So like I said, I have a tiny kitchen, so we had to move the operation into my dining room because I don't really have the room in my tiny kitchen to do what I need to do to roll and cook the tortillas. So I use my dining room. I have my electric skillet heating up to about 375 as I prepare to roll my lovely little tortilla discs into lovely big tortillas. Okay, so I have my Tupperware rolling pad, I guess you would call it. My mom had one of these when I was younger, and so she found one for me, and I love using it. I have my tortillas and I have my tortilla basket. It's not a proper tortilla basket. I had to get creative because, like I said, I got a tiny kitchen. So I use a basket of a salad spinner, and I'm just going to put this towel in here, and that will be where the finished tortillas go. So I always do a light little dusting of flour just so it doesn't stick to the pad. And let me go get my rolling pin. Rolling pin acquired. Let's get to work. Now, it doesn't matter if you get a perfect, I usually like starting from the middle of the little disc, and it doesn't matter if you get a perfect circle or not, just the effort. I really don't care what shape they are, see? As long as they taste good, and I promise they'll taste good. It usually takes me a little bit to get into the groove and make the first perfect circle, but I don't care. All right, we're gonna say that's good enough. Now, we're gonna take the tortilla and put it on the preheated skillet and just wait for the magic to happen. You can see it's already kind of starting to bubble up and look beautiful. And now we just keep the process going. I usually like to roll about 4 tortillas and cook 2 at a time. So from here on out, that's what I'll be doing. All right, so we are back in my tiny kitchen where we have blown a fuse. Big things are happening, but thank goodness I had almost all the tortillas except 2 cooked. So we'll still get to do a taste test. And just to let you know, this batch makes anywhere between 18 and 20 tortillas. Like right now I have 19. So it's time to put a little butter, fold it, and eat. Okay, so now it's time for the taste test. So now we grab our tortilla. And remember, tortillas are like clouds. They don't have to be perfect. They're abstract and beautiful. All that matters is the taste and the flavor. Look at that butter, nice and melty all over your tortilla. I've got my michelada ready to wash it down. So then you just fold it up. So pretty. And now we're gonna do the taste test. Oh God, perfection. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me for the first episode of Quintana's Tiny Kitchen. I hope to make this a weekly thing. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel like you can make your own tortillas. I hope that maybe you already did make your own tortillas because of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your friends and comment and let me know what you think. And also, don't forget to vote for systemic change in this nation because it's a revolution and a change is coming. Black Lives Matter. Thank you.